The Shadow. Codename Eclipse. Coup at the Intelligence Office. PastNowRead presents another entry in our anthology of stories that need to be told. The Shadow. Codename Eclipse. Coup at the Intelligence Office. If you have a story that needs to be told, email it to stories@pastnowread.com. If you like this story, stay tuned each Friday evening for the next episode. Now, The Shadow. Codename Eclipse. Coup at the Intelligence Office. Enjoy. Rain lashes the window, each drop a metronome ticking down to something I can't yet see. The Director of National Intelligence stands across from me, eyes fixed on the encrypted file I've just decrypted. Her hand trembles. Not from fear, but from recognition. I told myself the Shadow was dead, buried in the ashes of that torched records warehouse, where fire chewed through my body and left me something else. I became what they couldn't kill, faceless, untraceable, everywhere and nowhere. But tonight, that past isn't a ghost. It's a weapon. And the file in front of us, it's a kill order, not from foreign enemies, but from the hands sworn to protect this country. The CU isn't coming. It's already here. And if I make the wrong move in the next 5 minutes, it will bury more than the president. It will bury me. Again. The encrypted file flickers between lines of code and plain text like it's deciding whether to reveal its own secrets. The director's jaw is rigid, her fingers locked around the desk's edge. It's cabinet level, I say. My voice is quieter than I intend. The storm outside doing most of the talking. The first name on the list is a man I once briefed on satellite intel. The second was in the Situation Room last week. The third, she's sitting across from me. Her eyes narrow, scanning the names like they're strangers. "This is doctored," she says, but her voice cracks in the middle. Lightning flares, and for a moment her face is washed in white. I see something there. Not guilt exactly, but resignation. "I didn't think it would move this fast," she says. The lights die. The monitors go black. All that's left is the glow of the storm bleeding through the blinds. Somewhere deep in the building, a generator coughs but doesn't catch. That's not a power failure. It's a kill switch. I draw the cig from under my jacket and motion her to the side. My earbud fizzles into static. Then nothing. We're cut off. A muffled thump rattles the floor. Not an explosion. Too soft for that. Probably the server room door sealing itself. If they control the servers, they control every record of what's in that file. She moves toward the door, but I stop her with a hand to her shoulder. "You leave this office and you're dead before you hit the elevator." Her lips part like she wants to argue, but then the hallway lights flicker once, twice, and I hear the faint, rhythmic creak of boots on tile. Slow, deliberate, too perfectly timed to be random. I motion her toward the wall and flatten myself next to the doorframe. My shadow merges with the darkness, just like it used to when I was more rumor than man. I can feel the old instinct settling in, muscles remembering what the mind tries to forget. The footsteps pause outside. Whoever it is, they're listening. In the silence, my pulse is louder than the storm. Then, 3 soft knocks. Not a code I know. She starts to speak, but I shake my head. I open the door 2 inches, just enough to see a sliver of black suit, polished shoes, and a manila folder with "Top Secret" stamped in red. He doesn't speak. just slides the folder through the gap and walks away. No footsteps. Like he dissolved into the building itself. I lock the door, lay the folder on the desk, and slit it open with my thumb. Inside, a single photo of the president, a timestamp, 04:17 a.m., and beneath it, in block capitals, Eclipse. That's the operation name, I say. Means total blackout. Everything. Communications, power, oversight. The director's face drains. There's only one agency with that protocol. We both know which one, and it's not supposed to operate on US soil. I slide the photo back into the folder, then tuck it under my jacket. We have 4 hours. She stares at me like she's weighing whether I'm her best hope or her worst mistake. If we move too fast, we're exposed. If we move too slow, they own the White House by sunrise. Outside, the storm intensifies, wind howling against the glass like the city itself is warning us. My phone buzzes once. Unknown number, no ID. I answer, and a voice I haven't heard in years rasps through the line. You can't stop Eclipse without me. The line goes dead. The director doesn't ask who was on the phone. She can read it in my eyes. I grab the encrypted drive from the desk, slip it into my inside pocket, and nod toward the service stairwell. Elevators are death traps when this building belongs to someone else. The stairwell smells of dust and cold steel. Emergency lights flicker every few steps, throwing our shadows ahead of us in jagged bursts. At the 12th floor landing, I stop. The door to the IT hub is ajar. That door never stays unlocked. I gesture for her to stay back, push it open with the barrel of my cig. Inside, the air hums with the faint buzz of servers running on battery. A man in a dark windbreaker sits at a terminal, typing with one hand, the other holding an earpiece. He doesn't look up. If you're here to stop me, you're late. The voice, same as the call. I cross the room slowly, gun still raised. You said I couldn't stop Eclipse without you. Convince me. He swivels in his chair, pale light carving the lines in his face. Age and paranoia have hollowed him out, but his eyes are the same, sharp, calculating. He used to be my handler before the warehouse fire, before the shadow. They've embedded kill nodes across the grid, he says. Power, comms, security, all tied to a timed cascade. 4 hours from now, the White House is a dark shell. They walk in, no resistance. And the president? He hesitates just long enough to make my stomach tighten. Collateral. The director steps forward. You're telling me the coup's not just political. It's a full infrastructure blackout. He nods. And the trigger's off-site. Mobile. You can't stop it from here. Lightning pops outside, the flash cutting through the server room blinds. Then where? I ask. Rooftop relay station, North Tower. That's 5 blocks, through rain-slick streets crawling with whoever's running Eclipse. He unplugs a small case from the terminal. This is a ghost key. Plug it into the relay, it wipes the node programming. What's the catch? You've got to hold it there for 90 seconds, and they'll know you're coming. We move fast, down the stairs, through the underground garage, into a government SUV. Rain pelts the windshield so hard the wipers can't keep up. The city feels thinner, quieter, like everyone went underground. Halfway to the North Tower, the traffic lights die. Then the street lamps. They're starting the cascade early, the director says. I swerve into a side street, Tires hissing on wet asphalt. Ahead, a shadow slips between buildings. Too quick to be a civilian. My gut twists. "It's them," my old handler says, hand tightening on the case. "If they reach the tower first..." "They won't," I cut in. We hit the brakes 2 blocks from the tower, headlights catching the rain in silver arcs. The building looms above, its rooftop lost in mist. The front doors are chained, but the side alley leads to a fire escape. I lead the way up, boots clanging on slick metal, breath steaming in the cold night air. Halfway up, a shot cracks past my ear. I shove the director against the wall, return fire into the shadows above. A figure topples from the platform, vanishing into the darkness below. We reach the roof, wind howling like a freight train. The relay station is a steel cage lit by a single flickering bulb. I jam the ghost key into the port. 1 second. 2. Then the cage door slams, shut behind me. The metal clang of the cage door echoes into the storm. I spin, sig raised, but the lock's already clicked. The director's face is framed by the mesh, rain streaking her hair into sharp lines. Behind her, my old handler is gone. "Where is he?" I bark. She shakes her head. He bolted the second the door closed. I scan the roof. Nothing but black sky and steel. The wind drives rain into the cage, needling my skin through my coat. The relay's status light blinks an angry red. The ghost key halfway through its cycle. A voice drifts in from the shadows. "You really thought you could overwrite Eclipse?" It's coming from the far side of the roof, behind the humming air handlers. I can't see him, but I know the tone. Calm, surgical. Operators like this don't waste words. "Show yourself," I call, keeping one eye on the relay timer. 60 seconds left. Boots scrape metal. A figure emerges. A lean man in black tactical gear, face hidden behind a half mask. Rain slicks off his shoulders like he's part of the night. He holds a suppressed pistol low, casual, like he knows exactly how this ends. "You're not supposed to be here," he says. "Neither are you." His eyes flick to the relay. "That key doesn't kill Eclipse. It triggers it early." The words punch harder than the wind. "You're lying." "Am I?" He takes a step closer. "Ask yourself why your handler gave it to you, then vanished." 30 seconds. The director's shouting something through the mesh, but the wind eats her words. My pulse is loud enough to drown her out anyway. The operator tilts his head, as if studying a specimen. "You've been chasing the wrong enemy since the warehouse fire. They made you to clean their messes, and when you stopped, they turned you into one." I move sideways, keeping him in my sights while inching toward the relay. "If I pull the key, does Eclipse still launch?" His voice is almost kind. "It's already in motion. All you can do now is decide who controls it." 15 seconds. The relay's hum rises to a whining pitch. I can feel the vibration through the soles of my boots. "Who's your employer?" I demand. He smiles under the mask. "Same as yours." That's when I hear the second set of footsteps. Fast, light, coming up the fire escape. My handler bursts onto the roof, soaked, carrying a black tablet wrapped in a waterproof sleeve. "Don't listen to him," he shouts. "Pull the key now." The operator swings his pistol toward him. I fire first. The shot cracks through the storm and the operator staggers, drops to one knee, then rolls behind an air unit. 10 seconds. My handler rushes to the cage, fumbling with a lockpick. 5 seconds, he yells. I look at the key, then at him. Tell me the truth. Does this stop it or start it? It stops it. His voice breaks just enough to make me hesitate. 3 seconds. I grip the key, ready to yank it. A flash of movement. Too late. The operator lunges from cover, slamming into the cage. His gloved hand snakes through the mesh, grabbing my wrist with iron strength. 1 second, he hisses. The relay light turns green. A deep, resonant thump rolls out across the city, like the sound of a heartbeat through concrete. Every light in sight dies at once, the skyline collapsing into black. The operator lets go, melting back into the storm. The lock on the cage pops open. My handler's face is pale in the gloom. It's done, he says. The director's voice cuts in, cold and certain. No, this is just the beginning. Black swallows the city. Rain hisses over a dead skyline. The cage door hangs open. I step forward, then let go. The body falls away like a dropped coat. Heat slides off me and vanishes. The world sharpens into seams and negatives. I spill across steel in a skin of ink that doesn't reflect the storm. Not a man, a shadow. The operator moves between air units, pistol rising. I slide under the cage, over the roof, bullets passing through darkness to chew only rain. I climb his legs, bloom over his eyes. He stumbles, fires blind. I peel away and reconvene at the director's boots. I needed to see it, she breathes. Move. I streak under the stairwell hatch, down through the building's spine where the dark is thick. On the 15th floor, strobes try to flash and fail. Cubicles sit abandoned, screens void. Not chaos, isolation. Nodes severed, switches dropped, UPS power bled. Eclipse is choreography. A hum cuts through steel. Mobile uplink. I follow it to the garage. My handler crouches behind a pillar, tablet open. Satellite puck glued to the concrete, aimed at a microcell disguised as a bus shelter ad. You said the ghost key would stop it. It paused the cascade. Now we steer it back, before they do. Who's they? You don't remember the warehouse. They let you burn to hide their secrets. Eclipse is a reset. Pull the president before sunrise, own the narrative, stop the next 20 years of lies. You start the next 20 with a bigger one. Help me and you get proof. Names, accounts. Walk away, and Eclipse belongs to them. I bloom up the pillar. Choice isn't your monopoly. It's your addiction. I lunge, not at him, but the puck. Ink fills its ports. The hum dies. The operator limps into the garage, pistol up. Finish it, he growls. The handler raises the tablet. From the stairwell, the director, breathless. Stand down. That's unlawful domestic ops. They freeze, one with law, one with gun, one with wire. I leap for the tablet. The operator fires. Rounds shatter the screen. Dark. A fainter hum. Backup. The operator smiles. You thought there was one uplink? I shoot into the street, surf under asphalt, surface inside the bus shelter's ad light box. Behind the poster, a credit card radio. I wrap it. Sparks bite at my edges. Light hurts. 30 seconds. The operator's voice crackles. Then the White House is ours. 20. The director calls through a channel I didn't hear open. The plastic bends, data choking into static. If I can stall until continuity comms fire, the coup misses its mark. 10. I tell the storm. Light knifes in. Flashlight. The operator steps into the box, pistol up. Have it your way. He drops a black beetle. Thermite. Flame blossoms. Pain folding me inward. The radio squeals triumph. I let the heat take a piece of me, and I jump. I pour up the flame into his wrist, across the pistol, and choke the trigger guard. The shot goes wide. Thermite burns to ash. The radio coughs and dies. Silence. The city still blind, but hum shifting. Continuity lines waking. Sunrise slips away from them. The operator runs into the rain. I follow just long enough to see him slip into a van. A familiar ringed hand claps his shoulder. The van disappears. In the garage, the director holsters her weapon. The handler stares at me. Was I wrong? About the rot? No. About the cure? Maybe. Blue light flickers along the wall, comms finding their spine. The director keys her radio. Partial restoration, quiet cordon around the executive residence now. She meets my gaze. They'll come for you. They already have. The ruined tablet rings. My handler answers on instinct. A voice, cool, neighborly. Good work. Phase 2 at 04. 7. Bring me the shadow. The line clicks. I peel back from the concrete, edges singed. Outside, the rain softens. Dawn is still a rumor. Somewhere in the city, a clock I can't see starts counting down again. You have been listening to The Shadow. Codename Eclipse. Coup at the Intelligence Office. Produced and adapted for audio narration by PastNowRead. Stories that need to be told. If you have a story that needs to be told, email it to stories@pastnowread.com. Please subscribe, like, and hit that bell for future updates. If you liked this story, stay tuned for the next episode each Friday evening. Follow for more. If you like our stories, please tag with someone who may also like PastNowRead, stories that need to be told. Thank you. All content and images are copyrighted by Phone House, LLC. 25 all rights reserved.